Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of DeathStryke Media's Star Wars book review. We are reviewing the new canon novels in the Star Wars timeline post-Disney buyout, and today we are talking Thrawn by Timothy Zahn. We're talking Thrawn because why not? Thrawn's awesome. But let's not forget that Thrawn does come from the EU. And he was a very beloved character in the EU. And when Disney was looking for a new villain, they're probably like, hey, what about this Thrawn guy? Like, well, what about him? Like, let's bring him back. And so they brought him back. And we actually got this version of Thrawn announcement in 2016 at Celebration. They announced that he was going to be in Rebels, which was awesome. I think they showed that episode to the crowd at Celebration London. And then they announced the Thrawn novel. And everyone lost their collective minds. So that was really a lot of fun. When the book came out, it was well received and well reviewed. Sort of set the tone of what this Thrawn is. So when we see him in Rebels, he's already established character. He's already established bad guy. He's got the rank of Grand Admiral. And this book tells us how he got the rank of Grand Admiral. It's in this book, it's sort of a slow pace, slow burn, sort of methodical novel, much like how Thrawn is. So if you're a big fan of Thrawn that way, it works for you. If you like your books action-packed and suspenseful and just, hard-hitting, this is not the book for you. I thoroughly enjoyed it. We got to meet a lot of fun new characters, such as Eli. He becomes like sort of a translator, sort of emotional translator for Thrawn. Because Thrawn is from the unknown regions, and he's Chiss, and he doesn't really understand the way humanoids, I guess, speak and understand things. So he uses this guy Eli to help him understand all of that, and he sort of is Eli's Thrawn's companion throughout the book, and he helps him throughout the ways. Thrawn outranks him very fast because, well, he's Thrawn. And he talks to the Emperor a lot about how to navigate the unknown regions, which I think will play into the novels later on, especially the films, because I know that they kind of want to explore that. And if you've seen the end of Rebels, this is the series finale, then you understand that's kind of where they're going with this whole thing. So that's kind of an exciting thing. Maybe we'll see some Chiss later on down the road. But as far as this book is concerned, we get to see all of that. We get to meet Governor Price. If you're familiar with Rebels, she's already a governor in that. We get to see how she sort of worms her way. She's very snake-like. She gets into the Empire just because she's a businesswoman and she wants to help out and put down this rebel insurgents on Lothal. So we're on Lothal for a lot of the book. That kind of plays into Rebels a lot, knowing that a lot of it takes place around Lothal, and so that kind of balances it out. So you kind of see why they're there a little bit. At least so that's why Governor Price is so involved with it, and Thrawn. They become friends, and they're very, dynamic that way. They have the same agenda of ruthlessness and putting down the insurgency and the rebels where they can. So that's very good that they do that a lot in this book. There's a lot of insurgencies that happens, and Thrawn has to put them down a lot, very thoroughly and methodically, and he does let them escape sometimes. They do the same thing in Rebels, so it's kind of cool to see that how he progresses with that. From what we see in the book to where he is in Rebels, he understands that battles aren't necessarily won and lost immediately, that you could stage it. You can win the war by losing some battles, and Thrawn understands that. But all in all, guys, this is a pretty solid Star Wars book. If you liked Thrawn, the character in Rebels, you're going to love this book. It sort of does explore his psyche on a lot of things. And again, if you like your book slow and methodical, great book. If you like your books action-packed with loads of lightsabers, not so much for you. But all in all, guys, I give it about a 7 out of 10. So pretty solid. But I understand if you don't like it. I understand if you do like it. So go out there, guys, pick up a new Star Wars book and start reading. See you next time.